Hey guys, this is your boy Moderan.
This is BC.
This is Kid Joe, and
Yo, it's Vanderball.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Billy.
Hello, this is Dugo.
My name's Akashi, guys.
What's going on, you fam? If you didn't hear, you're listening to the Rising Rush podcast, the greatest hub for all Legends news, breakdowns, and discussion.
What's going on, guys? PlayBox here, and you're listening to the Rising Rush podcast.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Rising Rush podcast. I'm your host, Glow, with my fellow hosts, Desla and Obsto. And today we have our special guest, one of the biggest YouTubers for Dragon Ball Legends for the English community. We have PlayBox here. Welcome, PlayBox.
What is good, everyone? Thank you for having me. It's a privilege to be here.
It's a great time to have you here, man. So far, we had the start of the second part of Anniversary with Saiyan Saga. Whether you think that's hype or not depends up to you and your age, but I digress on that. Some of the things we got so far with this part 2, outside of the 2 new units of LF transforming Kaioken Goku and LF reviving Saiyan Saga Vegeta, we got a bunch of other stuff included as well. We got a Nappa that can turn into 3 different Cybermen, Succession Tien and Chaosu tag unit, including also Shallot, who actually got his own unique equipment. We also got some new equips. The opportunity for people to answer surveys and get free CC, an update to the main story, and also, as you know, Equipment Ultra Upgrade Bonanza, so take advantage of all of that. Some raids and some events just to boost your characters, but overall, we're just going to start off with the new units. The first one we're going to start off with is the Succession Tien and Chaosu. Playbox, have you played against them, used them? What do you think of them right now?
I've used them, played against them a couple of times. Honestly, I sometimes forget that it's actually a succession mechanic. But honestly, they're a pretty solid 1% Sparky unit. They remind me a lot of the Tag Goku and Piccolo unit from back from the Garlic Jr. banner, in the sense that like they can tag switch very, very fast, seemingly with like unlimited cover now almost, if you can get the right scenarios. And they do pretty good damage. I think it's a really solid 1% Sparking unit, like I said. I would probably say they're better than the Nappa unit. I don't know if that's like a hot take or not, but I'm just not feeling
It's
the Nappa
definitely
unit. But okay, thank God. But I'm honestly pretty happy with their unit. I think they're pretty solid.
Yeah, I agree. Desla, you have any opinions your side?
I think they're pretty solid. I mean, unfortunately, there isn't really a standout 1% like there was for the first part, like with Kill and Caulifla, unfortunately. I think overall, though, they are definitely solid. If you can consistently get a bunch of like debuffs off on them, like on the enemy team or whatever, using them, then they're pretty like decent. But barring that, they're just competent. That's really about it.
Also, anything from you?
The ultimate Chaosu has arrived. Finally.
Don't we have a Chiaotzu equip?
We do, but like that's when they said, "Oh, please make the ultimate Chaozu or whatever" in the news, but that doesn't fucking work on this unit.
Oh, damn.
But this is actually one of my favorite moments in the entire franchise.
Really?
I'm so happy to actually see it in game.
Yeah, it's honest because I remember the way like I felt watching this scene growing up is like you kind of grew up with like Tien, Shiatsu, and Yamcha, and then just seeing them just get blown apart and just taken out by Nappa, it's like, oh shit, like Saiyans ain't playing no more. And it's like there's actual like this was back when like Dragon Ball had like some more real stakes on the line. Like people you had seen, characters you had like grown up with were just like, hey, like they could be out right here and now, and it's actually kind of crazy too. The next one we'd like to talk about is Nappa and the Cybermen. Playbox, any thoughts?
Yeah, this unit, I'm just not a fan of it. The mechanic that they introduce is really cool. Like the summon mechanic, it really opens the door for like other cool mechanics. I've seen people mention, like Cell Juniors, or my favorite one was like Goku Black spawning some clones. Like that would be sick. But outside of the mechanic itself, I really don't think he's anything crazy. Like I would say like personally, he would probably be like the worst 1% Sparking out of the 4 that we've gotten this anniversary. Maybe they might have undertuned him a bit because they thought like having this many, like the 3 lives basically would be overpowered. I don't know, but I don't really see him as that much of a threat. It's basically just like something new, and yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly.
Dustin, what about you? Any thoughts on them?
I mean, I'm definitely in the common camp that thinks that like Tien and Chaosu are just the better pick in terms of a third for Saiyan Saga than like these guys, unfortunately. And it's just because of the fact that like they don't really have a safety in place to like actually, fall back on to have any kind of survivability, unfortunately. So while the additional like life mechanic, technically speaking, is cool with the summoners thing, like it's just a thing of where the unit is just way too squishy to really like make it be super impactful. And more often than not, the Cybermen are not killing a unit. That's just kind of how it is. And I definitely think the implication of what could come in the future in terms of like, I mean, maybe like a Go tank, so they could like summon the Kamikaze Ghost or something like that as like additional lives technically. But I don't know. They're all right. I mean, nothing too crazy.
I'll get what you mean. There's like you take away the Cyberman kit, which the Cybermen themselves are just okay. Nappa's own base kit is really just nothing impressive. It's just basic lackluster mini damage dealer that gives death buffs. It's gimmicky, and I think that's just what they're kind of doing. They're just really experimenting with this unit. They're not doing nothing extraordinary outside of like obviously the new mechanic they're introducing, which is massive. As you and Playbox have said, the implications are just massive for what we can get. But it's kind of like a testing ground. Opso, what about you?
I think the new mechanic that this unit ushers in is really, really cool. Like they've kind of opened a little bit of a Pandora's box where they can do a lot of like units that they couldn't really do before, like a Frieza that summons in other minions, or like Dodoria and Zarbon, like a Cell that spawns Cell Juniors and other stuff.
Mm-hmm. I even saw some people were even talking about how like certain trio units people have been asking for could happen, like specifically from the Super 13 movie. They could do the Super Saiyan trio of like Goku, Vegeta, Trunks, or you could even do the same with the androids themselves, 13, 14, and 15 here. You could
Please.
do they could definitely do something like that with these guys. But now on to the meat and bones, the actual like fun of it, the meta. Playbox, what do you think about the new Vegeta?
I think he's a great unit. I think he's a great unit with a lot of value right now. He kind of completes like a lot of team that needed this kind of unit, this kind of safety cushion, and just overall just a great unit to have. Pairs really well with Cell. I've been using him a lot recently with Cell and like Evo Vegeta. I don't know why, but I know like the characters, like the strike based characters, like MUI, Kaioken Goku are technically better. I just enjoy using blast setups for some reason. I don't know why. It just feels nicer to use. It might be like the charge stepping or whatever, but he fits really well on those teams and really rounds them out completely. And I really think like the pairing with him and Seller is pretty strong. A major step up from part one. The units feel a lot more closer in value compared to part one, and I really like that about it. So I would say like a 9 out of 10 release from Vegeta.
What about you, Dustler?
So I've been on record numerous times that I am usually a Vegeta hater, but there is
here we
a
go with this guy.
hold on. There's a distinction in terms of the point in time that I dislike the character, and the point in time where I don't. And the point where I don't is Saiyan Saga and Namek Saga. So when I saw that this was happening, because I mean, mind you, this is like a top 3 fight for me in the entire series. Like their first fight, round 1, phenomenal stuff. So when I saw he was coming out, I was hoping that he kind of break the usual tradition of like Vegeta units just sucking ass and would actually be good. Sure enough, I go ahead, look at it, and by the gods, they didn't fumble him. Novel concept. But I think he's very good. Obviously, if you're the one of 5 people, apparently, who's summoned on Cell, you can use him with him, and he's a great partner. I think that I really like how he was made overall to just fill a lot more of that, like, not bulking, but kind of just safety role more than anything else. He has good burst damage, but it's not really his main shtick. He's kind of just the utility character of the team to kind of balance it out in terms of like safety and overall just like really being that perfect third to kind of complete the cohesion of the comp. But I don't know. I'm a big fan of him, and I definitely am hopeful that this week coming up we actually get Green Raz to Zenkai, just because that'd be a phenomenal bench for him.
I think the biggest thing about this Vegeta is that he feels like to me what Nap Vegeta was supposed to be. Like every other previous revival unit kind of wanted you to like rush the revive, but this Vegeta, his I feel like both sides are just overall good. Like obviously post revive is better, but like pre revive just gives you already good enough value that you're like, you know what? It's not the worst if he just doesn't revive.
Right.
But Obsto, what about you? How do you feel about this Vegeta?
I actually summoned for him.
Oh, you finally broke the streak. You got
I
him?
mean, I've broken the streak before. Like, of course, I'm leader slotting him on androids because Cell. The only problem I thought he really had was that he has no one on androids to actually save him from any blues.
Yeah.
So I'm thankful that now we have quite literally the perfect partner for him. But the last time I leader slotted another unit on androids was Red Bojack, actually. Like a little bit after
Oh.
he came out.
With what? What was the team?
It was fucking androids. I think it was him, Yellow 17, maybe Purple Cell, like before Fest happened.
Oh my
Of course,
god.
this was years ago.
Oh my
But
god. That's cool
like
as hell.
he's very good. I mean, of course, but as another Vegeta, like I don't want to say hater, but I don't really like him. I like him a lot in the Saiyan and Namek sagas, so I'm happy that we finally got good representation of him after the fumble that was Ape Vegeta.
Yeah.
But he's just the glue that holds so many teams together, including PO, now androids, because you can leader slot him. You can leader slot him on so many other teams, and he's gonna work just fine.
Yeah. The funny thing is, with this Vegeta and Cell, I feel like the best team comps actually leader Cell. That way you can run like 8 Vegeta Zenkai, the red one.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, because for some reason we all expected him to be like the red Saiyan one, but them making him red PO unironically has like really kind of aged well. It's allowed like PO units to be leader slot on like same base teams, and it
Yeah, but
honestly is
now we need an actually like good green PO Zenkai buffer.
yeah. I mean, technically you have green cooler, but like it's a movie Z ability,
Yeah, so
useless. Unless movie somehow becomes blast based again, like yeah, it's this Vegeta's not definitely not getting his bench anytime soon because all he really has is like the Riku, and you're not running double defense. Yeah, him and the Goku both face like the same similar problem of just the bench is non-existent. Honestly, now I think we move on to the big guy, the arguably number 2 unit in the game, the Kaioken transforming Kaioken Goku. PlayBox, what do you think of this big guy right now?
He's pretty crazy. And like you mentioned about his bench, it's pretty ass, honestly. He needs a better Zenkai buffer. But yeah, this guy's damage is actually nasty. It's disgusting. And you pair him up with like MUI and you got like two hard hitting characters for no reason. One thing that I found funny is that kind of like MUI Goku and Kaioken Goku, both of these guys, they're really hard hitting characters, but they're also really good defensively. And this Kaioken Goku, his gauge is pretty ridiculous, honestly. Fills up so damn fast. I feel like the 3 cards to fill up that gauge is pretty fast. I feel like maybe they should have increased the amount of cards it takes to fill it up, like to 4 maybe, because you can really get that thing ramping up pretty fast if you're stuck in a combo. Um, so yeah, this Kaioken Goku, I think yeah, he's very easily top 3 in my mind. Yeah, he's pretty nice.
Yeah, yeah, it actually does take more, but it's based on how many times he enters. So like if this and this is the amount for this kind of resets based on how many times you entered in and out with him. But Desla, how's your favorite guy right now? I know you've been loving him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just for full transparency for me, I've been waiting for a premium Saiyan Saga Goku, like that has the Kaioken for obviously God knows how long because we haven't had one before this one. And I could not be happier with how he turned out. The only gripe that I have is just that, like you guys mentioned, in a standard or ranked setting, the only weakness he really has is that he's very susceptible to a rush if he gets caught. I would have loved if he had endurance at the very least. At that point, that would have made him perfect to me, honestly. But I'll take it. It's fine. His damage is fucking nuts. He has very easy ways to proc neutrality and just completely nuke, which is awesome. I love his animations, like the whole package, man.
So what about you? What do you think about the Goku right now?
You like hydrogen bombs? You can put one on your team now. You can put one on your team now, but in all seriousness, even his tanking, like what you said before, is fucking nuts to the point where the only 2 units I've seen that can actually put a reliable dent in him is MUI and Cell. That's it.
Yeah. Even Daima Goku, like Forku, like even he sometimes can struggle against him.
I saw a video on Twitter of Daima Goku doing an entire combo against this Goku and couldn't get him down like not even like a third of his HP.
Yeah, like it's actually nuts, man. On to the new platinum equip, which is Shallot. PlayBox, what do you think of Shallot now that he has his new equip?
I haven't used him much. I've pretty much only ran him a couple times, but I did fight him quite a bit of times. And honestly, this was a pretty big upgrade for him. Like on the surface, you'll look at the equipment and might think that maybe it wasn't enough, but like in practice, like he is actually delivering pretty well. His damage is disgusting. I don't know if you guys tried out like the EX Metal Cooler Blue card, but that shit actually nukes. Uh, the the green Super Saiyan Goku's blue card, the Cooler Movie Goku, that blue card on Super Saiyan 3 Shallot, it used to
I've
nuke and
seen
it
it.
still does. Like that's disgusting. And then his tanking is really good too. He's constantly healing. It's actually quite difficult to get him to actually like deal some damage on him. And then he also gets like that heal at 50%. Like there's like nothing like very intricate about him, but he's doing offense and defense very well. It's pretty noticeable upgrade for him. One thing I am worried about is that now that they've given him this platinum equipment, they might delay his next transformation maybe. But we'll have to see what they go how they go with him. But for now, like this is it's a pretty noticeable upgrade for him for sure.
Yeah, and it's not just the fact that he has access to the equip; it's also the fact that he's in constant S tier boost.
Yeah,
Which if
yeah,
I
that
remember,
too. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah. But Dessler, what about you? What do you think about Shallot so far?
I would say that I definitely think that the equip was enough, and I'll go a step further in thinking the permanent S boost was a bit too much because, dear God, that boy can take a bit too much damage. And I mean, at this rate, man, I don't see the guy falling off anytime soon until we just start power creeping numbers because, unfortunately, like, if he's never going off the tier, then that's just kind of how it's got to be. You can obviously go with a few select different blue cards in terms of your preference. I mean, you could go with the OG blue Broly one, which, like, I think has, like, a 30% chance to faint, which,
Yep.
if you want to be that guy, there you go.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
You also can do the Zenkai Chilled one, which is a 100% chance to flip paralysis on hit. So, again, you want to be that guy, go nuts. I think the EX Cooler and then the Cooler Movie Goku, like the one where he just charges forward like punches once. Definitely a thumbs up in terms of how they handled it. I definitely think I mean, I don't even know if it's a hot take or not, but I think they overtuned it with the permanent S tier boost. But that's just my opinion personally. But yeah, very good.
Yeah, I think actually a good card, two good cards that I actually think people should like look at. And mind you, one of these caught me off guard was the LF Final Form Frieza's blue card. It's a massive explode damage, destroys 3 enemy cards, and it does AoE damage. Um, it's actually like pretty good because obviously Shallot got more buffs to his special move because that's his whole big thing. So that's a really strong AoE blue card. And obviously this is like one that if you've been playing the game for a long time, you know about this one. The OG Red Namek Goku's blue card because it is typically blue cards will give 20 to 30% special move damage on activation. His is one of the only ones, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Desla. It's one of the only ones that give 100% special move damage on activation, and it's for 15 counts.
I think so, yeah.
So if you get two blue cards in your hand, you throw one, it misses, and you vanish off of them and throw the other one almost immediately after, you're probably getting one of, if not the hardest hitting cards in the entire game in that sequence. And it's already going to hit hard typically. So 200% special move, yeah, nobody's really going to live that up. So what about you? What do you think about Charlotte right now?
He got his once in a lifetime buff again, but don't expect him to get buffed again for like another 2 to 3 years. And
Yeah.
enjoy him while he's good. But if we go back like 2 years ago to the 5th anniversary, back when androids was in such a terrible place, I leader slot in and fucking shallot onto androids.
Man.
It was so
Yeah,
bad.
I feel like you've leader slotted everyone onto androids at this fucking point.
Nah, I'm happy that he's good again.
Yeah.
I think they should just constantly update him to the point where he's always viable.
I feel like you can't have this game without Shallot, and I think whenever he is meta, I think it actually is good for the game.
Yeah, because then everyone has like a very good option to rely on,
Yeah,
like just by default.
yeah. Everyone always has like that auto. Plus, he's an HP bench as well, and you can just leader slot him or just run him with whatever team you're running. And it's always going to be good value no matter what. But obviously, the other big thing, other than the units that came, was the new battle system update with dynamic area battles. Playbox, what do you think about this new battle system update with dynamic area battles?
Yeah, I think it's great. This is something definitely that we've needed, something this massive to overhaul the game. Because you'll hear people say like, the battle system, the previous battle system, like it wasn't bad or anything, but it was just getting stale. And something like this is definitely needed to bring some new life to the game. So I'm definitely on board with it. I love it. It was actually one of the most fun I've had playing PvP in a long time, which is cool. One thing I will say, I think a lot of people have been experiencing is like, I guess some more lag and some more misinputs and like drop frames and stuff like that. Even me, like running on like the latest iPhone, I even experienced some of this stuff. So it's definitely something they should address as soon as possible because it's hindering a lot of people's gameplay. But other than that, strictly talking about the gameplay itself, I think it's phenomenal. Overdrive itself, I think for now, I've seen a lot of people say it could be a bit overpowered, like the overdrive attack. And I will say I don't personally think it's quite there yet, just based off my experience. It's pretty useful. I mean, in terms of doing damage and stuff, but I don't think it's overpowered necessarily. Um, the charge attack, that is I think it's pretty useful, the charge attack in certain cases, like when you're catching like your MUI players standing at far range and stuff like that. It could be pretty useful, but it leaving you wide open for an attack is also something to keep in mind of. But overall, I think it's a great change, and this is mainly the reason why I think like part two specifically is like the greatest part two we've ever had ever in a celebration. I don't think it's even close, to be honest. And yeah, this is just overall just a great update.
Yeah, like I agree. Just having something to spice up the game will really help, man. Tesla, what do you think so far about the new update?
This update overall is just, it's so massive for like breathing a fresh air, like just completely fresh identity of the game almost, where it just feels so much better to play. I mean, at first obviously it took a bit of some adjusting because it's a decent amount of things just to like throw at you the moment you queue into a match, or kind of just trying to figure out and go from there. But I'm very pleased with it just because the fact that it allows me to shake things up, not play the exact same way against 90% of my queue, which is filled with people who don't want to initiate or play the game. So very happy to have some new tools to kind of punish those people, which is obviously a big W. But no, overall, I'm very happy with it. I am not in the camp of people who are like weirdly nitpicky with their complaints in terms of like complaining about the fact that we're not like running on the ground in these ground battles. Like, I don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you. It looks different. It looks cool. It's fine with me. I was never gonna get hung up over the details like that. I'm just glad that we finally have like a new sort of angle to appreciate these maps at for the first time in like literally 7 years. So thumbs up for that. But no, overall, I'm definitely big appreciator for this update, and I am curious what they're going to plan for part 3 because I do believe Tani did tease that we have one more part of the big updates he has planned coming up. So
Yeah.
I am wondering what will be happening for part 3. I personally, for the Dokkan Inclined, am going to assume domains. That would make the most sense to me, but we'll see what they do.
Yeah. And also, what is your thoughts on the new overall battle system changes?
The anniversary has started. I just want to repeat that the anniversary has finally started. We just got out of the Tournament of Power monthly campaign, so let's forget about that. But the anniversary has finally started. A little bit late, like a month late, but it still happened. We got there. But as it is right now, everything is great. Genuinely, I think the meta is great, but overall the battle system is so refreshing. But my only actual problem is that it's not Overdrive itself, it's the fact that it exists with Rush in its current state.
Mm-hmm.
I feel
Yeah.
like if they either nerfed Rush or completely reworked it and just kept Overdrive in its actual just state where it is right now, then I think it would be perfectly fine. It's the fact that they coexist in their same states where I think it's a little bit too much.
Playbox, what do you think is coming next week?
Other than Nab, Jita, Plat, I don't think there's anyone else that can really use one. Unless they actually drop like platinum equipments or I guess unique equipments for like 1% Zenkais again. Like Revival Gohan or like Feed Coup platinum unique equipments would be pretty cool as well. But if it's an LF platinum equipment, then yeah, I think Nab Jita should probably be the only one to get one. And then Zenkais, I mean, do we really think we're gonna get a Zenkai and a unique equipment in the same week? I mean, if that happens, that would be great. But knowing them, we're probably just gonna get one or the other, to be honest. But for Zenkai, yeah, Green Radish would be definitely a solid pick.
Dessa, what about you? What do you think is coming next week?
I think one that's guaranteed is going to be the free-to-play Kid Gohan that they like talked about in the reveal. So that'll be one thing. The other one, it's a toss-up, honestly, between either 1% Zenkai or Plat. I'm hoping for a Plat personally, just because I would like to run Navji as a third on Saiyan Saga instead of Tien and Chaosu, because while they're not bad, I would just prefer them instead, just because they have more tools like at their disposal if they're modernized a bit with the Plat to be more impactful. So that's where I'm hoping happens there. It could obviously also be my ideal 1% Zenkai, which is just Green Raditz, which I could give two shits if he's good or not. I mean, so long as he at least is buffing the new Vegeta, then it's okay with me. But yeah, best case, they go the Plat route because I doubt they're going to do a free-to-play character, a Plat, and 1% Zenkai. I'm cool with being wrong, but I don't see it happening. So, hoping for the free-to-play and the Plat, but we'll see.
So what about you? What do you think's dropping?
Again, it's really a toss-up between anything, and again, a guarantee is the free-to-play Gohan. I think we're gonna see a Zenkai because the last Zenkai we got was about a month ago,
Yeah,
and that was a Rev UI.
they barely. I feel like they've like really slowed down the frequency of Zenkais.
But it's only during celebrations. Like again, during Fest, I was saying that we had to beg and plead them to release one Zenkai. And then the best part of part one was the Zenkai.
Yeah, literally. Who was the Zenkai that time again?
It was Purple Vegeta.
Yeah, it was, bro. Did we even get an LF Zenkai for Fest?
The Green Trunks, and I like how you forgot about him.
Holy shit, he did Zenkai. Oh my god, I completely forgot. Holy shit. Yeah, that's rough. Damn, he was ass. It is what it is. But other than that, obviously now that we have part 2, the big speculation is what in the world is part 3 because nobody expected Saiyan Saga. We thought the themes were going to be universe reps, then possibly Cell Saga movies and then maybe GT Part 3, but now with this Part 2, they've kind of made it obvious that the theme is Goku versus Vegeta, or Goku and Vegeta. Um, and so Part 3 right now is kind of people are now leaning away from a singular ultra, and people are now trying to say, "Oh, there's a chance it's a double ultra for Part 3." PlayBox, what do you think, in your own opinion, that could possibly what could be possibly coming for Part 3?
Yeah, so I think double ultra is technically possible since we are like due for some ultra. Like literally, we've only had Cell this whole year. When like last year we've had like two ultras, I believe, before our anniversary, and the year before that we had three. So I
Mm-hmm.
mean, yeah, it's possible we get double ultras. I think the most popular prediction for this is like a Super Saiyan 4 Goku and a Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta double ultra. I guess that could be kind of cool. I mean, if they do just go for a single ultra, I'm still honestly, I still don't know what they can do if it's a single ultra. It probably has to be like a ultra LF, honestly, if it's a single ultra, because I doubt they would rerun a fusion ultra unless they do like a tag ultra maybe. Maybe that could be cool, like a fusing tag ultra, that could be cool. But I if they were to go down the route of a single ultra, probably an ultra LF would be like I guess good enough for the part three. Um, and if it is an ultra LF, then like it has to either be like a Goku or a Gohan. Personally, I think strictly because like if it's a Goku, it would make sense because Goku was also like the first ultra, or and if it's a Gohan, he was also the first LF. So like those are two different ways they can do that. But yeah, I mean, I still don't know what they can do for this part three. This whole anniversary has been unpredictable, so I just hope it doesn't get leaked or anything like that. I just want to be surprised for the reveal. That's what I'm hoping for, and they did
Yeah,
that they deliver.
yeah. My own guess right now, and I know like this seems like kind of out of left field. I do think Ultra Broly, DBS Broly, is a possibility, just simply because they've kind of gone with this theme of Goku and Vegeta. First time was obviously Goku and Vegeta in the Tournament of Power. Part two is Goku versus Vegeta. My guess is possibly a villain that Goku and Vegeta have both fought, which in like the entire Dragon Ball canon, like one of the only few is DBS Broly, and he's probably like the most hype option other than like who Zamasu and like Kid Buu, and Kid Buu's already dropped. But
Yeah, I think as a villain, DBS
yeah,
Broly would probably be like the best option for sure.
yeah. But there is also another option that Ryuden had pitched of an Ultra Spirit Bomb Goku from the Buu saga,
Hmm.
which if we're thinking about like Goku and Vegeta moments, like the other thing that could be the theme is just iconic Goku and Vegeta moments. Part one was obviously MUI and Evo. Part two is their first clash, and then probably that Spirit Bomb is like the most one of the most iconic moments between the two of them. So it is another option there.
Honestly, I would be fine with that. That would be great. Like the original, the OG Spirit Bomb Goku, like that was one of my favorite LFs for the longest time, and having that like remade would be great. And if it probably would be like a, I'm assuming it would probably be like another tag Goku and Vegeta, and they can I guess redeem themselves for the Buu duel. So honestly, that would be completely fine with that.
Yeah, same here. Like I remember grinding so much CC to get him, and when I finally got him, I heard he was trash, and I was just like, "Come on, dog."
Yeah, that was a rough release.
Yeah. But Dessel, what do you think is coming for part three?
I'm honestly gonna lock in something for movies just because they can't go Celebration without buffing it, so that's a pretty safe bet there. And if I had to go with anything in particular, it's probably gonna be the Tag Gods from the Broly movie. If I had to guess, just because God specifically from Broly has not gotten representation in like a minute for this game. And I think that honestly that'd be a perfectly fine Ultra to cap this off with. Whether they're fusing or not is up to them. We'll see what they do. But as far as just standalone, I think that's probably what they'll end up going with anyway. Just because Like, I don't really see them shaking up the format too much from what we're obviously established to be used to at this point, just because they didn't do it for part 1 or 2, barring bringing back a 3 times E power, but that's already been a previously established thing, so nothing really new to shake things up there. But if I had to lock anything, it'd probably just be Tag Gods for part 3.
So what about you? What do you think is coming for part 3?
It could literally be anything. That's the thing. We've done so many things that could have been anniversary worthy or fest worthy as an Ultra, but at this point, the only thing left for them to realistically do, if like the only character or the only 2 characters that haven't gotten an Ultra that deserve it are UI Goku and Forku. But unfortunately, we got a UI Goku already, and I don't want to see another one for like 4 years. But 4Q's not coming because GT hasn't been touched in a year, and it has been touched since the half year of GT that we had last year. But again, movies is very high up in what they could do, and there's like 30 quintillion things that they could do from movies. Like Spirit Bomb Absorbed, they can do Fusing Gogeta, they can do so many other things like Broly. But one thing that they did mention was that they're saving the 3rd major update for Part 3, which can say a lot. It can say not a lot, but I think it says a lot more than what we're thinking. And it could give us giant characters. We could get Cell Max. I don't think so. I think he's going to be monthly if we ever get giant characters. But I'm not going to disregard anything as a potential speculation that we're going to get. Anything's on the table.
Definitely, whatever comes for part 3 is definitely gonna have some big implications for the game and what's gonna happen, man. Anyways, that's enough of our little Legends talk. Now we basically grill PlayBox and ask him, 3 questions each, kind of just to get for, yeah, just for us and the listeners to kind of get to know him better. Dessa, you want to go first?
Sure, why not?
All right.
Let me see. First question I got for you is, what release from this year solely do you think has been overhyped or underwhelming, and why?
Overhyped or underwhelmed? Wait, so either overhyped or underwhelming?
Either were.
Damn, it's a good one. Because I feel like all of them are... Wait, what did we get in April again? Oh, yeah, Dragon Ball Saga. I mean, I guess I'll go with that one, honestly.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I think DKP would probably be like the most underwhelming release of the year for me personally. Kid Goku was good, but DKP for me underwhelming.
Yeah.
And overhyped. I mean, I think they're other than him, I think they're all pretty solid releases. IT Goku is probably more on the lower end for me personally, but other than that, everyone else was pretty solid.
Yeah, I'd agree. And then obviously with this big update we got a bunch of different changes that were very much needed to add new life in the game, thankfully. Barring what was added, obviously, what's one quality of life feature or mode you think that still needs to be added to the game?
There's a mode I want them to add. Actually, it's not necessarily a mode, but I guess an adjustment I would like to see is some adjustment to PvE. I can't really think of one specific thing they could add to PvP, but I would want them to somehow revamp PvP and make it more fun. Because right now PvP is pretty boring and it's pretty lame, as well as co-op and raid, all that bullshit. Like I actually just hate playing co-op and raid.
Mm-hmm.
So if they can somehow make something that's good PvE, I think that would be really, really good for the game, especially for all the casual players, because I guess not everyone wants to play PvP. So if they can somehow get something good for PvE, I feel like that would be really huge for the game.
Oh yeah, 100%. Obviously, diversity is better than none, so definitely a thumbs up if they do that. My last question for you is, for when you have the cameras off, you're not playing the game, what do you like doing in your spare time?
Pretty much, I would basically either try to brainstorm ideas, edit videos, or hit the gym or cook. That's pretty much what I do on a daily basis.
I mean, hey, nothing wrong with that.
Every now and then I would go out with my friends. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Hey, there you go. I mean, how often? Well, this is, I guess, technically our fourth question. How often do you hit the gym?
Pretty much, I would say like 5 times a week.
Oh, nice. Same as me.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nice.
W.
There you go. All right, that's all I got.
All right, all right. I got my 3 questions. My
Hit
first
me.
question is, what would be your favorite release throughout the entire game's lifespan?
Let's see. There's two. There. One of them is fusing Super Vegito. That's like right now my favorite unit in the game for probably
Mhm.
forever, unless they drop another Super Vegito. And the other one is first anniversary Super Vegito. So it's basically two Super Vegitos. Just the first Vegito man. I just have too many good memories during that time. Like from the reveal to the actual anniversary itself, like it just holds a special place in my heart. That for me, that reveal was still like the best reveal the game has ever done, and I just that unit shafted me too, which sucks, but that unit just holds a special place in my heart.
Yeah, I get it. We all had those units.
Yeah.
I, I was a Fusing Gogeta Blue fan, and man, I just hated how much Fusing Super Vegeta just had so more glaze by the devs. It just pissed me off.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate what they did with him. I was a fusing Goja Blue enjoyer as well. Unfortunately, he shafted me very hardly as well, but he's still definitely like a fun unit to use. I had my best 1v3 with him, so he's also one unit that I love using. So just hopefully they give him some justice soon.
Definitely, man. My second question is, what would be your least favorite meta in this entire game?
Ooh, least favorite meta. I'm not gonna lie, it's a toss up between. I'll give you two, just because one is like a more recent one and one is like an ancient one. But the more recent one, I would say, is like the Daima setup. I know people might say like it's just recency bias or whatever, but it genuinely was annoying fighting the Daima team, especially when you're like recording videos for like characters that are like just ass going up against Daima. It was actually annoying. So like that was really fucking annoying for me. And then an old one for me was Holy Trinity,
Oh my god,
because
that's an oldie.
that is a old,
Wow.
like that's an old one. And the main reason why is because I never had the Broly. So I had to go up against all these oldie Trinity teams, and I was getting fucked. So that was tough for me.
Yeah, that boy got cooked. I know them
Yeah.
crits were killing your ass.
Those were so bad, man. What the fuck? It was terrible. I was running like some bootleg setup. I was running Bardock and Gogeta, but I had like the purple Super Saiyan 3 Goku just randomly in there. Like I couldn't do anything else. It was terrible.
No, yeah, I remember like, huh. I don't think we'll ever get a unit to the level of what that purple Broly was.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
was. I mean, he was the reason why they nerfed like blast armor, right? Like
yeah,
when you were able to go through like blast cards with your blast armor units, like you were able to gain vanish, right? So I'm
yeah.
pretty sure he was the reason why they nerfed it, right?
Yeah, they nerfed it with him, and I know Blue Cooler came around the same time when they
Oh
like
yeah, yeah,
nerf because they were just like, all right, we can see how this can get out of hand because we saw how
yeah.
problematic it was with Broly. He's also the reason why now transforming units only get blue cards and not ults.
I exactly. He was literally the first and only one.
Yeah. And he's
Okay.
the only character with a cinematic green card too.
I never
Yeah,
thought of that. What the heck?
yeah, it's actually crazy how he's the only character that has that, and they've never done it against since. But
Yeah, that's true.
yeah, and then my third question would be: if you're a fan of a sports team, what is your favorite team?
The Lakers, and it's specifically due to LeBron being on the team. Like I wouldn't even care about the Lakers if LeBron wasn't on the team, but since he
So
is,
you're a LeBron
uh,
fan,
yeah, 100%. I'm a
same as
Bron
me,
sexual. Yeah,
same as me.
AEW, let's go.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, that's yeah, Lakers. I mean, before started watching basketball, I would say like I was watching hockey a lot when I was growing up, and so like the Canadians was a team I supported a lot. So that's that. And but now it's mainly the Lakers. So once LeBron retires, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life. I might end it, but we'll see.
I get it. I'm a Knicks fan, but Brown always got a special place for me, man.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. But yeah, that's it for me. Ops, so any questions from you?
Yeah, I got three for you.
Sure.
So, if you had to go back and rework any character that's ever been released to be better than what they were on release, who would you go back and rework?
It's a good question. I think I would go back and rework probably USV. Um,
Really?
yeah, and what would I do to him? I think my main issue with that USV was his counter. I know it'd be overpowered, but I just wish if his counter was able to combo. I know it'd be overpowered, but I Loki would have wanted that counter to combo because I was never a fan of his counter. It just felt like useless to me personally, but that would be one thing I would change, and also give him unique blast animations because that shit is ass.
Giving an anniversary ultra, just the basic ass ultra blast
It
animation
is.
was so funny.
I don't know what they were thinking when they're doing that. That was so bad.
But my second question is kind of piggybacking off of one of Glow's questions. But what was your
Yeah.
least favorite character ever to fight?
Um,
Like ever?
that's a tough one. I think it probably would be that Broly because like I know
Okay.
we talk about like all the like the major meta breakers like Namek Goku, FSK. Oh, you know what? One character that comes to mind actually is Zenkai Android 18. That 18 was
Really?
just yeah, because I swear whenever she catches you, like your characters are basically dead. She was doing so much damage right off the gate. Like me personally, I was more afraid of that 18 than FSK. Like I know a lot of people were mainly afraid of FSK, but I was mainly afraid of that Android 18, and yeah, that's probably one character. But other than that, it's probably just the Broly as well, the purple Broly. It's simply because like you would face him in like 90% of your matches, and I didn't have him right, so I literally couldn't do anything against this guy. So he would just basically kill me every single time. So I
Yeah, that's
think I'd
fair.
probably go with him. Yeah.
And for my last question, now on your Twitter, on your YouTube, pretty much all you post is just related to Dragon Ball stuff. So I'm just curious, what other stuff are you into?
Um, I I do actually want to start expanding a bit on other stuff. It's just that I'm trying to take it a bit more slowly in
Okay.
the sense like because like mainly people sub to me for Dragon Ball Legends, right? So that's probably what they want to see. But I do want to slowly like expand to other stuff. But other things I've enjoyed playing is like I enjoyed playing Call of Duty. That's obviously not something I would post because it would really get no views. But I enjoyed playing Call of Duty on my spare time.
You liked what's it called? Verdansk?
Oh, no, I didn't play any Warzone. It's strictly
Oh,
multiplayer. Yeah,
that's
I
a
was
good.
in. Yeah, I actually don't. I haven't even touched Warzone ever, but strictly.
Really?
Yeah, maybe I might have played like one game, but it's mainly multiplayer. I enjoy multiplayer a lot. But Call of Duty is something I've been playing. I've since like Modern Warfare 2, and I've practically played all of them. So it's like something I've played ever throughout like high school, college, and everything like that. So um, yeah, but yeah, in terms of just like the channel itself, like I do want to try to upload other stuff. It's just that with YouTube and stuff, once you get into a particular niche, it's kind of hard to branch out to other stuff. But I played like I played like games like Roblox, Dragon Ball Fighters. I played games like that. And they actually did pretty well on the channel too. So eventually down the line, I do want to try other stuff outside of Legends, but we'll see how it goes.
All right.
All right.
That's all I got.
All right. Thank you. And I guess that brings us to the end of our podcast episode. Once again, Playbox, I truly appreciate you, man, for being here and taking your time to discuss the current game with us, and just giving us a chance to get to know you, man.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me. This was a lot of fun. This is it's a great idea having a podcast for DBL. It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it, man. We just do it because we love the game.
Yeah,
It's
respect.
enjoyable to know people like you and just get more in touch with the community and let people know that hey, there's actually people here like you can talk to and you can have actual discussions about the game. And not everything needs to be Twitter rage bait.
Exactly. Yeah, for sure. I respect that. That's definitely something we need to start moving away from. But unfortunately, the rage bait gets the most impressions. So
Exactly. But hey, it is what it is. But anyways, I appreciate all y'all for being here. Shout out to all you viewers who are listening here. Have a wonderful day. See ya.